We have here now book 8, beginning, Death in the Forest. There is some history behind it, but that will take next time. How it is being called Canto 3, Death in the Forest. As if there is nothing prior to this canto. There are Canto 1 and Canto 2. Book of Death is simply called Canto 3 here, Death in the Forest. As I said, we'll see the history of it later on in some detail. Now it was here in this great golden dawn. Now this is the day when Satyavan is to die. The death of Satyavan is to occur on this particular day, the day brought by the golden dawn. It is the golden dawn which is bringing the day of Satyavan's death. Now, to a certain extent, this now looks disconnected. What we have seen earlier in the previous canto, eternity and infinity speaking through her and all that kind of a thing, etc. And suddenly we got here an opening. Now it was here in this great golden dawn. What is the connection between this and the previous canto? Let me very quickly, very briefly tell now that this particular line now it was here in this great golden dawn has a full stop at the end of dawn. In the manuscripts. In the manuscripts. Well, yeah, as I said, we'll discuss that thing in more detail, but I'm just pointing it out at the moment here. Because you see, this Canto 3 is self-critically puzzling thing. What happened to Canto 2? First two cantos of this book, you see, where are they? They were not written at all. They were not written at all. There is a footnote at the end of our book, end notes. Fourth. In the end notes, fourth. This book was not completed.
Not completed means it was
I will tell you. This canto, which the author named Canto 3, was composed by him from his original version and rewritten at places. Rewritten at places. Now, this sentence here. This canto with the author named Canto 3 was compiled by him from his original version. Now, this original version belongs to the first draft of Savitri written during the Arya period, 1916 to 1918. The first draft of Savitri belongs to that period. And it is there that this particular canto appeared first, what we have here, Canto 3. And later on, very quickly, so to say, hurriedly. It was read out to Sri Aurobindo and he made some revisions here and there, minor revisions here and there. But then it was left as it was. He didn't have time to take it up again. Now this, what we have written here is the footnote which is present in the first edition of Savitri, that footnote number 8. Footnote 8, end note, that is the footnote which appears in the first edition of Savitri, 1951. As I told you earlier, towards the end of composition of Savitri, Sri Aurobindo had taken up again the Book of Fate and he had added those 3 passages, 3 lines, 7 lines, 72 lines. Absolutely the last dictation of 82 lines, mid-November 1950. When that dictation was over, then Sri Aurobindo had asked Nirodbaran, is there anything left? And there Nirodbaran said, yes, the Book of Death and the Epilogue. Book 8 now and Book 12. These were to be revised. These were not taken up until then. And then at that time, Sri Aurobindo made a remark, oh, we shall see about them later. We shall see about them, these 2 books, about them later. And that later on never came, was not supposed to come. He left it there as it was and just so. It was left as it was, you see. So in that sense, this particular book, Book of Death, Book 8, was never taken up again for revision. Now, when he says we shall take it later on, it certainly means he had a lot of material to add. And that had remained undictated. It was not given to us at all. Perhaps it was not to be given, and therefore it was held back. Possibly also that writing about death without he himself experiencing death would have been like telling a story. It won't be a full realized description of facts. Either he should experience the death or he should experience the death through the death of the mother. Then only the Book of Death would acquire that kind of an authenticity of realized experience which is there throughout Savitri. Therefore, we should say about that thing later on. That later on, that experience of death can be described only when a new body is born. The divine body is born. Then only the death of the old body can be experienced and explained and described. Unless the new divine body comes here, it cannot be described at all. It is a part of the inconscient process. Therefore, we shall see about that thing later on. Later on means it has to come only when the divine body is born. So, when he comes again here in a supramental body, made in a supramental way, then that later on will come. Huh?
I didn't know that.
You did not know that. Who knows it? I am talking as if I know.
No, this is really new for me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you see. So, in fact, I will go one step further also, perhaps. When the supramental body is made in a supramental way, then it will not be really necessary to describe the process of death. That later on is not perhaps necessary then. Perhaps not necessary then. Which means that whatever he had to give, he has given fully in this canto here. When you say that it is incomplete, I think it is our way of becoming stupid in a certain way, certain manner, to say it is incomplete. It could be that he meant it that way and left it as it is. This book was not completed. How can we say that? Whatever he wanted to give, he has given. And that's it. If you have a difficulty, it is your difficulty. You have to solve your own difficulty. So this footnotes, well, it's all right. They have certain value, but don't attach too much of importance to this. You see, they have certain value, all right.
Then why didn't he call this come to one?
Yeah, I'll come to that. You see,
That really thought he was right. No, I don't think so. Nobody's. From the beginning, he titled it the Canto 3. Yeah. Maybe. But they are all humans.
yeah,
They are all humans.
yeah.
I think he knew. Of course he knew. Then he could have done Canto 1.
It is Canto 3 in a very appropriate manner. Appropriate manner. The appropriateness is, see, Savitri opens with the symbol dawn. Canto 1. Savitri comes. There is an issue of this creation. Canto 2 of this symbol dawn. Now from Canto 3 onward till this point is a great long detour, so to say. In the narrative sense, it does not connect the story at all, so to say. Therefore, the Canto 3 is death, and from that point onward, the issue is there, death is there, proceed. Proceed. So, in a way, if you want to call it very loosely, all those cantos, all those 400 pages or so, are a kind of padding. Canto 1, symbol gone. Canto 2, the issue. Canto 3, death in the forest. You come directly to the issue now, question. Death occurs and then proceed further. Yeah. Well, if you really see from the point of view of storyline, what all those cantos do. Ashapati comes, he does tapasya, he does this, he does that thing, all that thing happens, Savitri is born, okay. Finally, what has that thing to do with the main issue? Nothing, in a way. It is only to satisfy our story, curiosity, that whole material is there.
Yeah, and all these experiences are happening.
Yeah, that's all right. So that is the background. From the point of view of narrative, legend, story, Canto 1, Canto 2, Canto 3, death, and dialogue with death, conquest, etc.
The rest is preparing Savitri.
Huh? Yeah, so that's all. This is only, okay, this is background, this is the frame of reference. He is preparing a very wide frame of reference for that. You're not,
Has to be ready to face the death.
you're not convinced. I will say you should not be convinced. Well, as I said, we'll discuss this in more detail again later on.
It's the birth of death.
Pardon?
Canto 1 is the birth of death.
Birth of death.
Conscience,
Huh?
death.
Birth of death. Yeah, but then he is describing what is going to happen in the story. The divine manifestation has to take place. That is the proposal. But then there is an issue. What is the issue? Love, doom, and death. Sorry, love, doom, and earth. They are in conflict, this issue, and that has to be resolved. The resolution starts with the death. Resolution starts with death.